try to be an angel and I try to be a saint, and I try to be everything that deep inside I know I ain't, and I try to remain on top but then realize that I sink inside of an endless maze that I'll never be able to escape.
Hey everyone, it's Derek Martin, aka LegitdDrick here, where I tell you what I think, how I see things, and any comments that disagree or has a question will be prioritized. I know this news is kind of late, but I'm working on making these videos shorter so I can just edit them and ship them out. So, bear with me, because I know I ramble a lot, and I see a bunch of things that I need to talk about, but I'm going to be working on making them separate videos, like entirely, and not just feel like I have to shove everything in one video. So, please enjoy the final part of my Marjorie Taylor Greene video. And there's a lot more I need to be talking about than this traitor. Thank you. And she still has all this up in her bio on X. Congresswoman from Georgia 14. Christian mom, small business owner, proud American, 100% pro-life, pro-gun, pro-Trump. America only. America first isn't America only. Sometimes we need allies. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the harsh truth, but she don't like the truth. She just likes virtue signaling. Yes, you can virtue signal on the right, too. Yes, there are extreme people on the right, too. And I will go after them all, on both sides. You're a Christian, mom, small business owner. Where's wife? I don't see wife in here. Oh, it's kind of funny. Oh, so this is why she's not married anymore. Everything we know about Marjorie Taylor Greene's alleged affairs before her Perry Greene split. Notice that's a plural, affairs. Nice little Christian lady seems to have that dog in her. Marjorie Taylor Greene all but invited trouble with one of her stereotypical controversial social media posts in 2024. Marjorie, who has worn several inappropriate outfits in the past, in addition to making numerous attention-grabbing statements, took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to roll her eyes at Christian women who apparently overly sexualize themselves with their style choices. The outspoken politician reassured her female followers that they could attract the man of their dreams even if they dressed more conservatively, and pleaded with them not to tempt your Christian brothers and cause them to stumble. Marjorie concluded her post as conservative Christian women, let us always be an example to girls and young women by displaying actions that our faith believes and not conform to the patterns of this fallen world. Yep, this chick is a real snake because she knows exactly what to say. I mean, all that's common sense. Yeah, obviously. But the thing is, she knows what to say. Doesn't mean she means it. She just says the right thing because she knows it's what people want to hear. In response, several commentators sneered that she didn't have any moral high ground whatsoever because she had allegedly cheated on her husband, Perry Greene, several times during their long-standing marriage. Court documents obtained by Bloomberg showed that Perry filed to end their 27-year-long marriage. That's not a short marriage. In 2022. The filings found him admitting that their union was irretrievably broken and revealing they'd separate beforehand. Their split news only came a year after the Daily Mail posted an article claiming that the controversial congresswoman had been unfaithful to her husband in 2012 with a tantric sex guru named Craig Ivey. Jim Chambers, who employed her at his gym at the time, claimed that Marjorie didn't go to great lengths to hide her affairs, recalling how he once saw her lying draped over Craig's lap drinking a beer at a party. Marjorie Taylor Greene allegedly had at least 2 affairs. Yep, 2 affairs that we know of. Shortly after the Daily Mail broke the news of Marjorie Taylor Greene's alleged affairs with Craig Ivey, he took to social media to express his disappointment in just how much she had changed. According to the Daily Mail, Ivey wrote that Marjorie was a kind spirit and wanted to help people through building community and reaching health goals. What's more surprising, that sweet description in his claim that Marjorie never sprinkled politics into their conversations. It's unclear how long the relationship lasted, but the Georgia representative alleged infidelity didn't end with him because she started seeing gym manager Justin Twig shortly after. Eesh. Now, given this seems to be about a decade old, these affairs. Controversial Congresswoman denied the cheating rumors. Of course, because she has to protect her image. I mean, you get the point. Look at that name up in the corner, right under the title of this video. This video is still on Marjorie Taylor Greene's YouTube channel. Wow. Either she didn't care about looking like a fraud, or she's just stupid. I mean, she cannot go from literally standing behind the Star of David and defending Israel to Jewish space lasers, Israel's controlling Trump, everything revolves around Israel. She's a fake snake, dude. This is ridiculous.
We made wonderful deals. We worked with many nations to bring peace to the Middle East. Now we are falling apart and destabilizing faster than anyone could imagine. This is weak leadership. This is leadership that's being pushed around. President Joe Biden is being pushed around by the Jihad Squad. These are members of Congress that are supporting terrorists, Hamas terrorists that are bombing Israel.
How often do you talk about them these days?
I stand here with my colleagues in support of Israel. They have the right to defend themselves from terrorists.
Something you won't catch her saying these days.
Iran sends an average of $30 million to Hamas every single month. This administration and Democrat members of Congress want to re-enter a deal with Iran that would provide much more funding for terror and be detrimental to the United States. See, the problem is when we have members of Congress that are supporting not only terrorist Hamas abroad, but they're also supporting domestic terrorists, Antifa, BLM, right here at home, that have attacked American cities, American businesses, police officers, federal buildings, monuments, and taken over cities like in Portland. We have a serious problem. The United States members of Congress should not support terrorism at home or abroad. This is a call to Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cori Bush, and others who call themselves the Squad, but they're now known as the Jihad, to stop supporting and defending terrorists. This is against who we are as America. We have to stand strong with our ally Israel, and we have to stand up for their right to defend themselves. At this time,
So here she is on every conservative's favorite news channel, CNN. She's been making the rounds on the fake news media, like CNN and The View. Just throwing shade at Trump, not outright, overtly making any claims, but she is heavily implying quite a bit. She's trying to play it safe, but it is so transparent.
The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor. And that is That is so extremely
Yeah,
wrong,
one.
and those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
What do you think?
You're a public figure, honey. Get over it. I wonder how many freaking death threats Trump got. How many attempted assassinations have been made on his life? More than just the 2 last year, because if you remember, there's been some crazy people during his first term that wanted to act crazy around him. Like, act like you're little Miss Victim, the only one getting threatened. That face.
Really travel all over the world doesn't help Americans back at home. I
what
really, and I
presidents do,
said
honey.
this to him, and I will say it out loud. I would love to see Air Force One be parked and stay home, and there be nothing but a constant focus in the White House on a domestic.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we had sugar drops and rainbows and unicorns all the time, but that's not reality, honey. Sometimes big Mr. President has to go other places so he could work for America. You see how that works? No, you don't, because you're a narrow-minded, one-track-minded moron that is only LARPing and virtue signaling. You're not MAGA. You're not America First. In her bio on X, it says America Only. That is the most knuckleheaded thing I've ever heard anyone say. Like, you hear the 2 sides of the right saying America First, and then the other side saying America First isn't America Only. The America First side is like, they can't even say that's wrong. Like, well, yeah, of course we need some allies in some situations. Sometimes we need to do things overseas. Like, yeah, sometimes it's actually necessary to help us back at home because things happening around the world, believe it or not, in your small, limited worldview, things around the world can actually affect us here. America Only! I just want to see Air Force One parked and never leave! You sound like a freaking child.
Agenda that helps the American people once and for all.
Congresswoman,
Like
you
solving
posted
all these
on
wars,
X
like getting
that
good
President
deals
Trump
with China
is, with his
and-
comments, fueling
Shut the
a,
hell
quote, hotbed of threats against you. Obviously, any threats to your safety are completely unacceptable. But we have seen these
Trump
kinds
isn't
of
responsible for every
attacks or
nut job.
criticism from the president at other
He only
people.
calls it how he sees
It's
it,
not
just
new.
like me.
And with respect, I
Wrong.
haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
Here it comes.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism, and I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country.
What's toxic politics?
And it's been something
Calling
I've
people
thought
out
about a
whenever they
lot,
act like a
especially
snake?
since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Is that I'm only responsible.
And they keep using Charlie's freaking death. They continue to use Charlie's death as a talking point. Like, oh, this made me realize so much. What happened to him? I cannot stand it. Whenever people use other people's death to push their agenda or to deflect blame and accountability, act like, oh, they're just totally innocent. I didn't realize how bad things were until this happened. Well, that's all I got on MTG for now. If she does or says anything else stupid, which she probably will, and I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say. But until then, thank you for bearing with me, and I'll try to make these videos not so agonizing to sit through. So, if you're new to me, please check out my music in the streaming links below and my social media through my Linktree in the description. Thank you very much, and have a good one. Keep it legit.
Because I used to be full of nothing but anger and hate on a daily basis. But lately my brain is going through changes, and it's been making me think that I'm fake or maybe misplaced. So now I'm breaking through my chains and will no longer be restrained.